Good morning, friends. Welcome to Story Time. I'm so glad you could join me today. We're going to start off with The More We Get Together. The more we get together, 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 the more we get together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause your friends are my friends, and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. That was so great, friends. We're going to sing it one more time. The more we get together, 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 the more we get together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause your friends are my friends, and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. Great job, friends. Today, we're going to read a story called The Dog Who Loved the Good Life. You know what it means when someone says the good life? It means that things are just really easy for them, or they have a lot of nice stuff, or maybe it just means it's the good life. So that's, you might kind of start to understand once we start reading the book. But this book, The Dog Who Loved the Good Life, was written and illustrated by Brian Langdo, or Langdo, not sure. It was published by Henry Holt and Company, which is part of Macmillan Publishers. So a big thank you to them for letting us share with you today. Mr. Hibble loved his new dog, Jake. Jake was small. He was furry. He had lots of personality. But Jake wanted more than a bowl of puppy chow on the floor. Then he's standing up on his two legs and walking away from the puppy chow. My dog definitely does not stand up on two legs very much. Jake expected to eat dinner at the table. He used Mr. Hibble's toothbrush at bedtime. Mr. Hibble was a bit surprised at this behavior, but maybe the dog just needed to be trained. What do you think? Do you have a dog? And if so, do they use your toothbrush? I sure hope not. Jake was in the cozy chair when Mr. Hibble wanted to watch his favorite detective show. This was Mr. Hibble's chance to start training his dog. Get down, he said firmly and clearly. Jake just turned on the cartoons. When Mr. Hibble went to visit his niece, Sarah, he brought Jake along. They were all playing in the yard when the neighbor's dog walked by. You see that dog? He's wearing an outfit and shoes. If I had a dog, I'd dress him up just like that, Sarah said, and then we'd have a tea party. Jake laughed. Mr. Hibble sighed. Jake even tagged along when Mr. Hibble met his friend, Miss Crabble, for dinner. He didn't want to miss all the fun. He was not invited, and Miss Crabble didn't like dogs. But Jake made himself right at home. I don't know if I've ever seen a dog in a restaurant before, unless it was a helper dog. One day, Mr. Hibble's car keys were missing. He looked all over, but they were nowhere to be found. Strangely, neither was Jake. Mr. Hibble finally had to take the bus to work. Do I see Jake on this page? He's driving Mr. Hibble's car. My dog definitely does not know how to drive. When Mr. Hibble came home that night and saw the mess, he was very upset. Where had all the food come from? Who were all these dogs? Mr. Hibble had had enough. That's it, Jake, Mr. Hibble said. You're sleeping in the doghouse tonight. But Jake didn't want to stay in the doghouse. It didn't have heat or hot water or a television. Mr. Hibble's house was much nicer. Jake pressed his nose against the window longingly. Then he had an idea. What if Mr. Hibble didn't see him come in? It sure felt good to be home again. Jake got ready for bed. Jake, shouted Mr. Hibble in surprise. How did you get in? The next morning, Mr. Hibble put Jake on a bus to California. That dog wants the good life, he thought. Well, he'll love a nice vacation. Mr. Hibble waved goodbye. A few days later, a huge phone bill came in the mail. Mr. Hibble wondered who had made all those expensive calls. In walked Jake, wearing his owner's best underwear. What on earth? Exclaimed Mr. Hibble. How did you get back? My goodness, Jake is really causing some problems. Mr. Hibble was stumped. What am I going to do about Jake? He asked himself. All kinds of possibilities went through his mind. He's thinking of putting Jake on a cruise ship, or sending him into outer space, or even putting lots of stamps on him and putting him in the mailbox. Then Mr. Hibble thought of the perfect solution. Sarah loved dogs. Jake loved being pampered. The two of them would get along wonderfully. From that day on, Sarah always had someone to play with. Mr. Hibble finally had some peace and quiet. And Jake got to sit at the table. Do you think Jake looks very excited about the way he's dressed? I don't think so. But I bet Mr. Hibble and Sarah are very happy. So that was the dog who loved the good life. What kind of things did Jake like? He liked dressing in Mr. Hibble's clothes and eating Mr. Hibble's food and watching cartoons. Those are all pretty nice things. Maybe not dressing in someone else's clothes, but eating yummy food and going to fancy restaurants. Those are all nice things. So that's the good life, I think. But I don't really think dogs should be eating people food or brushing their teeth with people's toothbrushes. That's kind of weird, isn't it? Normally, dogs don't do that stuff, do they? No. I thought we could sing a song about dogs. It's very simple and it's a lot of fun. It involves using your fingers. So it goes like this. 1 little, 2 little, 3 little doggies, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little doggies, 7 little, 8 little, 9 little doggies, 10 little doggies say, woof, woof. See? Very easy. We're going to sing it again, but this time we're going to say woof even louder. 1 little, 2 little, 3 little doggies, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little doggies, 7 little, 8 little, 9 little doggies, 10 little doggies say, woof, woof. What do you think? One more time, even louder? Okay. 1 little, 2 little, 3 little doggies, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little doggies, 7 little, 8 little, 9 little doggies, 10 little doggies say, woof, woof. Great job, friends. I hope you were doing it along with me. Otherwise, I might have felt a little silly. But that's it for story time. Let me give you your secret code for summer reading. It is stories, STORIES, 819. That's stories 819 for today's date. So I hope you had fun. If you're not registered for summer reading, be sure to do that today. There's still about a week left. You can record your reading. Even if you don't win any prizes, it's still so much fun to record reading. And for every 200 points, you do win a prize. So who knows, you could win at least one prize, right? Well, friends, story time is all over now, so let's do open, shut them. Open, shut them, open, shut them. Give a little clap, clap, clap. Open, shut them, open, shut them. Put them in your lap, lap, lap. Creep them, creep, creep them, creep. Right up to your chin. Open wide your little mouth, but do not let them in. Great job, friends. I'll see you next time for story time. Bye-bye.